Good evening, everyone. It will be from 6 to 8, so it is a 2 hours section. Hmm, uh, Good evening. Good evening, Anu, Shoban. Okay. Okay. So today is the second day. Here, the topic is actually building CRUD APIs with fast with the help of FastAPI. Okay. Here we are using Python programming language. Um, Before that, let's have a quick revision of yesterday's session. Hi, Yashwant. Good evening. Can we have a quick revision or questionnaire of the last, like yesterday's session? Mm, just a second. Good evening, Sukumar. Hi. Okay. So, can we have a quick revision? Like, may I know what are HTTP request, HTTP methods? Good evening, SK. Can anyone tell what is HTTP methods? What are HTTP methods? Good evening, Mohammed Hajit. HTTP methods. So we have discussed HTTP methods like get and post request. We have implemented. Um, we have created different routes, different paths. We have created now. Get, delete, a post. Okay, okay. Hmm. One more we have. One more HTTP method we have. Apart from get, post, and delete, one more we have. What's that? Like to update. Mm-hmm. Okay. Correct. Okay. So for update, we should use put HTTP method. Okay. Get and post we have already implemented. Today we will implement the remaining, and we will connect it with the database, and we will see how get and post and put and delete are working. Okay. More. What is a Pydantic model? In the last we have discussed. Mm, what is Pydantic model? Can anyone have a guess? Data validator, correct. Correct. And more, what we have discussed means we have discussed path parameters, query parameters, and optional parameters. So what is a path parameter? Where do we give that parameter? Hmm. Yes. Want responses? Hello everyone. Hmm. Where we can give the path parameter. So inside the URL we can give the path parameter. So okay, so I will share my screen and we will have a quick revision of that. um, just a second. Okay, let's have a revision of the last class, then we will go for today's session. So in the last class we have created these things. Here these are nothing but different different endpoints we have created, different routes we have created. At slash we will get this particular response like this. At a slash about route we will get this response. This all we can check inside the browser, like get request we can check inside the browser. When coming to post request, put request, delete request, to check that we can use either postman or we can use swagger UI. So how to use that we have seen yesterday. And more, what are path parameters means, this is one example of path parameters. We can give that path parameter inside the URL. Suppose if you are if we are searching like this, if we are testing like this, like if our port is running on 8000, then slash users or something is there, and if here I am giving one, then it will retrieve the first user. If I give two, then it will give the only the second user data. So here inside the URL we are giving something that is known as path parameter, that will get stored into the id variable. So with the help of id variable, we can fetch the second user or third user, whatever we are entering there, we can search that. Okay, next we have discussed the query parameters. Query parameters are used for, yeah, path parameter. Okay, id equal to 8, correct. Okay, so hope you remembered. Okay, next query parameters. When we can use the query parameters means when we want to fetch the data based on some conditions. For suppose we want to fetch the we want to fetch failed students, then we can give as failed equal to true. If we want to sort it in a particular order, then we can give the sort parameter. So these all nothing but query parameters. So this also we can we have discussed. And next from this is a Pydantic model. If you see here in get slash users, we have given all the things here only. Here we have three parameters totally: course, failed, and sort. These three parameters we have given inside the function itself as a parameter. What if we have 10 parameters here, like course, failed, sort, some more conditions we want to check, some more parameters we have, then all writing all 10 writing here by giving comma and writing here is not efficient way. So if we have more parameters, better to create a model, Pydantic model, create a Pydantic model. So inside the Pydantic model we will give all the fields up. For suppose here we need name, email, id, age, and phone number, all we can give here. And we can give the data type as well. Here name should be string data type and age should be integer data type, and this is an optional one. If user doesn't give age also, no issues, because it's an optional parameter. Then email id should be string, and phone number is also we have given as an optional parameter. That's why we have given as none equal to none. None equal to none is nothing but we are marking it as an optional parameter. So if we have a more number of fields, better to use a Pydantic model. Here the name given to this Pydantic model is a create model. Then how to give here, we can simply tell the tell inside the function that we need a model with these things. So here I have given that name, create model. So this is the model name. I have given that name here. So instead of giving like this all inside the function parameter, I have given a single parameter. I am directly telling that all the parameters should be of type create model. So inside the create model we have detailedly defined all the fields. Okay, so it will be efficient way, so there won't be any confusion, so it can directly see from here. So what all we can do here. Okay, so let's so today's agenda is just it's loading. Mm. Okay, so today is the day 2. Here we will learn some advanced CRUD operation, and we will integrate it with the database, and we will see what is like API documentation. We already discussed Swagger UI, that is a example of API documentation. So FastAPI automatically generates API documentation where we can test all our endpoints, all your paths, all our created paths we can check there. Apart from Swagger UI, we have Redoc as well, that we will see how to open the Redoc and all. and we will connect with the database. By connecting with the database, we will perform all the CRUD operations. After performing that, we will test with Pytest, and we will handle the errors as well. So this is the agenda of today. And before connecting directly with the database, I will create a small Python dictionary. So inside the Python dictionary, we will first do all the things like get, post, get, post, put and delete. All we will do inside a Python dictionary. Okay, so inside that dictionary we will do all the things, then later we will connect with the database. Okay, so before starting the whole thing, I will first discuss a small topic, that is status code. Okay, um, so status code. So status code is nothing but, so you can download the certificate from the description of the video. uh, okay, so let's discuss about the status code. Status code is nothing but, I think you know, if a network is down, then you will get something page like 404 not found. If you are opening any website, okay, at that time if network is down, then you will get something like 404 page not found. Okay, do you have idea? All have idea, right? Page not found error. You will get page not found error if you give some wrong URL that is not present inside the server. Then also you will get 404 page not found error. Okay, so let's suppose I will give some example. Localhost 8000. For now, if you see, nothing is running at 8000 port. I haven't opened the VS code. Not running any application inside the localhost 8000 port. So I will click enter. Then what I will get, like this site can't be reached, or page not found, or something. So this type of errors like page not found and all, that will be comes under 404 or 400 status code. From 400 onwards. Okay, 400, 4xs, we can call it as 4xs. So all in all, 400 and 400 above, all will be errors from the client side. Okay, client side errors. Okay, so we have different types of status codes. For each error there will be some status code. Depending on that status code, we can detect whether that particular request is successfully served or not. Here if you see, this is some 404 error, we can say. As if I open some another website, here I got the website, right? Depending on my user request, client request, I got the website from the server. This is a 200 status code. If we get successfully, if we get the response successfully, here we are getting the response successfully, right? Here this status code, we can call it as a 200 status code. Okay, so I will show how to see the status code inside the Postman and inside the Swagger UI. You can visit the you can see the status code as well. How to see that after execution, I will show there. For now, let's discuss what are 100 and 100 above, like in between 100 to 200. What will be the status code? Means it will be informational status code. For suppose you are requesting a file to open. Okay, if you want to open a file, it might take some time, right, to open the file, where that file is there, with that particular file name, whether that particular file name is there or not. So it will take some time. So if that particular request is in progress, if it is in continuous, if it is in progressing, then it will comes under 1x status code. Nothing but 100 to 200 to 199. It can be between 100 to 199, depending on different errors. It can be from 100 to 199. So 100 to 199 status code is nothing but informational status code, which will give us some information that it is in processing, file is in processing, database is still in the connecting process, it has not connected successfully, it is in the process of connecting the database. So like that, if that request is in the processing state, then it comes under 100 to 199 status code. Next is 200. So 200 status code is nothing but successful. So anything in between 200 to 299. Okay, 200 to 299 represents successful status code. Next is 300 status code. 300 to 399 will represent redirectional status code. For suppose if you open any Amazon or some URL, okay, if you are requesting some URL, instead of opening amazon.in, if it is redirecting to another website, so if I open this, instead of opening amazon.com, if we write any code to redirect to some another URL, okay, then instead of opening this page, it will redirect to some another page which we have redirected there, which URL we have redirected there. That comes under 300 status code. Okay, 300 to 399 will comes under redirectional status code. Next is client error. So anything in between 400 to 499 will comes under client error. Suppose our network is not proper and that particular page is not there, then those all comes under 404. Okay, mainly in network error will comes under client error. Next is 500. From 500 to 599, it represents server error. Suppose server is down. Okay, sometimes we will get server down, right, when we go to bank and all. That comes under 500 to 599 status code. Okay, 500 to 599 status code represents server error. Suppose server is unavailable, at server side there is some issue, then it will comes under server error. So these are the different status code which after executing I will show there as well in Swagger UI. We will get the status code. Okay, so hope status code is clear. So here in detailed information is there. So only 200 okay. Okay, 200 means successful, not totally successful. If you get 201, that meaning a new resource has been created. If you created a new user, or if you have created a new to do item, if you have created any new movie, okay, that will comes under 201 status code. Means it is successful but a new resource has been created. 204 status code is nothing but it is successful but it has not returned anything. If you are returning the new movie, if you are returning a new user which you have created, then it is not 204. If you are not returning any content, then it comes under 204. Okay, so all 200 to 299 will comes under a successful only. And next 301 is nothing but moved permanently. Suppose you are requesting some URL and that URL has been that particular file has been moved to some another location, then we will get 301 error. Next 302 found. Okay, if that particular resource is available, temporary available at another location, then we might get 302. Okay, so nothing but redirection. Okay, from this resource, if you are giving amazon.in, instead of that it will redirect to some another URL where it has been moved. So 301 represents permanently moved, 302 represents temporarily movement. Okay, next 400 is nothing but bad request. If you have written any syntactical error, then we will get 404 error. So all this will represent client error only. Error will be from our side only, not from the server side. If you are getting anything in 400, then it means the error is from your side only, client side only. So 400 meaning you have given you have written any invalid syntax. 401 means unauthorized user. Unauthorized user means you haven't given a correct password, email ID or password is incorrect, then we can get 404 unauthorized error. 403 means we have no access to that particular resource. For suppose I want to access the orders page, after login only I can access the orders page, right? Otherwise I don't have the authorization to access that particular resource, then it will be 403 error. 404 not found, which we will get mostly. Okay, so if that particular page is not found or our network is not there, then we will get mostly 404 error. And 500 will be server errors. Okay, next. So uvicorn we have already discussed. Uvicorn is nothing but a asynchronous web server which is used to run our FastAPI application. Next, database. So let's discuss what is database. So database is nothing but database is used to store the data. store the data in an organized way. For suppose I want to store all our students data who has joined here, then if I store like this, like here I will write name, and here I will write some, we have Manvir Singh here, I will write Manvir Singh. Okay, next somewhere else I will write Manvir Singh email id at the rate gmail.com. Okay, and somewhere else I will write another person, we have KSD here. Okay, and here somewhere here I will write ksd at the rate gmail.com. If you see this data is not an organized way. So here names and email IDs are not in an organized way, like they are not in a table format, or they are not in a, particular format, so that if anyone can see, no one can understand where is the student name, where is the student email ID. So there is the information is not in a particular structured or organized way. Okay, so if we store the data in a particular structured or organized way, then it is a database. So inside the database, the data will be in an organized, or we can say as a in a structured way. So based on the structure, in which structure it is getting stored, based on that we have different types of databases. So MongoDB, SQL, Cassandra DB, like that we have so many number of databases. Okay, so like Oracle. Okay, so we have so many things, SQLite, and so we have so many things. So here what is the difference mean? In difference means in each database the structure can be different. For suppose if you take SQL, in SQL is nothing but a relational database. Ubuntu is not a database. Ubuntu is an operating system. So SQL. Okay, SQL is nothing but a relational database. What are relational databases means? The databases in which the structure will be tables format, in which the data will be stored in a tables format. Then it is known as relational database or relations. Tables are also known as relations. Okay, so if the data is stored in a table format, then that particular database is known as relational databases. Okay, so this is one type of database. Relational database is one type of database. So SQL comes under relational database. SQL, Oracle, all these things comes under relational databases, because the data will be stored in a tabular format. Okay, so tabular format means if I store that particular information in an organized table format, then I can store like this. Okay, so if we have some border or table, I will write student name 1, and here we can have student 1 at the rate email.com. So like this, if I write column wise, rows and column wise, then that is nothing but a tabular format. Okay, so if I write like this, okay, all names should be in name column, all emails should be in email column, and course should be in course column. If you see this data, all will be understandable format. If anyone sees this, it will be in understandable or structured format. So if the data is stored in like this, in rows and columns in table format, then it is nothing but relational database like SQL. Here we will use SQLite. So to connect with the database, we will use SQLite. SQLite is also a relational database only, where the data will be stored in the tabular format. It is a lighter version of the SQL. Now it will be lighter weight, lighter version of the SQL. It doesn't take much storage. Okay, when coming to MongoDB, so MongoDB is not a relational database. Okay, non-relational database, we can call it as a non-relational database, or we can call it as a NoSQL database. Why? Because in MongoDB the data will not be stored in tables format, rows and columns table format will not be there. In MongoDB it will be stored in JSON format. Okay, so it will be stored in JSON format. Like this we have different types of databases. Here we will use SQLite. Hope you got as for NoSQL type, we will use MongoDB. If our data is in NoSQL type, we can use MongoDB. If our data is in tabular, if we want data in the tabular format, then we can use SQL. Okay, so I hope you got an idea of what is database and all. Okay, Next, Pydantic. Okay, so Pydantic, we have already seen what is Pydantic. So Pydantic is nothing but a model or a Python library which is used in the FastAPI. Why we will use means for validation purpose. It will validate the data, incoming and outgoing data. It will validate both incoming and outgoing data. What do you mean by incoming data? Incoming data is nothing but request data. For suppose if you see any login form, so if I take any Facebook or any login form, there the incoming data, there you will enter email id, okay, username and password. Those data is nothing but request data, like request incoming data. And the outcoming data, or like how it is getting stored into the database. For suppose it is getting stored with the id also. If it is if it is adding a unique attribute id to each and every user. Okay, for suppose I have given new user, then it will add it with id equal to 1. If I give another user, it will add it with id equal to 2. Okay, like that each user will have a unique id. Okay, that is nothing but storing, like it is taking the request as email id, username and password. This is nothing but incoming data. And how it is storing? It is storing as id, name, email id and password. So it is adding one extra field id, that is the response data, like outgoing data. So Pydantic will handle or validate both incoming and outgoing data. Okay. Next, Pydantic won't play any role in making the application faster or to run the application. It is just for making the validating the data. Okay. Next, so we will discuss all these things here. What is SQLAlchemy, what is database model, what is request and response model, and what is Pytest, what is HTTP exception. This all we will learn here. Okay, SQL and MySQL are same only. Okay. Mm, I will open one folder. I will create one folder. Okay, here first let's create one folder here. Python Dix Fast API. Okay, so I have created one folder here. So I will open it in VS Code. So while doing that application only, we will discuss all these things. What is SQLAlchemy and all. Okay, Pytest and Pydantic model, response model, all these things we will learn there. Okay. So I will open the terminal. So first thing, we can create a virtual environment. So to create a virtual environment, we can use this particular command. Okay, so python -m virtual environment fastapi.env. You can give any name to your env. Okay, so here I will give as dict python fast dict python. Okay, env. Okay, so it has created a folder with that particular name. Okay, what is the next step? Means next step, you can activate your particular virtual environment. So to activate your virtual environment, first of all, let's go to that particular of we can change directory. We can do 1 second, it is not. So I have given control C, so it got terminated. Wait. Next, cd, I will go to that particular folder, dict python -env. Okay, after going that, you can use this command to activate it. Okay, uh, you can use this particular command to activate it. Here I will make some changes. Here my env, here the virtual environment name which I have created is dict python -env. Okay, I think already I am inside it, inside this only, so I will write till here only. Okay, because I am already inside dict python -env only, so I will click enter. Okay, is Pydantic present only in FastAPI? Only in fast API internally inbuilt only we have Pydantic to validate it. Hmm. Okay, next. Done. Next we can create a main.py here. So here we can import the fast API. Before that I will npm install, sorry, pip install fast fast API. So I am installing the fast API. After installing the fast API, I will import it here. Import fast API, fast API. Okay. Then I will initialize it into one variable. Okay, done. Next, um, so I will take one dictionary here. Okay, so I will use one Python dictionary. So I will name it as todo, and I will create one dictionary. And here I will take some to-do list item. To-do list is nothing but we can add one by one task from morning to evening. Whatever task you want to do, all the tasks you can write inside your to-do list. You can add inside the to-do list, and after completing of one by one task you can delete the task one by one. Okay, you can update the task as well as completed or something. So here I will take some thing like task name, double quotes. So writing. Okay, I will take some task name, and here I will take some task description. Writing 10 pages. This is some description, if let's say. And I will take another as assigned user. Okay, so I will assign it to some user 1. Okay, comma, like this I will create another as well. So here in dictionary I'm taking two tasks. After that we can add another task. Hmm, reading task description, reading 10 pages, and I will give assigned users as well. Okay, so in each and every record, or every record we should have same field names: task name, task description, assigned user. Here I will give it as a assigned user as 2. So in here we have 2 records, right? I will try to add a third record and fourth record with the help of API. Okay, let's create a API here. Slash to do, or a new task. Okay, we can add a new task. Here I will create a function like this. Okay, sorry, here this is to get all the to display all the task. Okay, so first of all I will display all the tasks. So here I will give the function name as display task. Okay, return what we can return, we can return this whole dictionary. So I want to display all the tasks, right? So I will return this whole dictionary here. Okay. Hmm. So I will run it once. Dev main.py. I will show the status code as well after opening the Swagger UI. Application is running here in localhost 8000. Okay, so here I got detail not found. Why? Because at slash I don't have any route. I haven't created any route with slash path. Okay, so I have display task. Let's check by doing display task here. Okay, see, it is working. So display task is a route which we have created to display all the routes. So I have totally to display all the task here. So totally I have 2 tasks here. So it is getting displayed successfully. Similarly we can open it in this in Swagger UI. How to open Swagger UI? Anyone remember the URL to open the Swagger UI? So by doing /docs, we can open the Swagger UI. So this Swagger UI is inbuilt, which has been provided by the FastAPI to test the APIs. It is an automatic documentation. For suppose here, if you create another route, it will automatically show it here. So you don't need to type like /display task and all, localhost 8000 /display task and all. You no need to type here. While typing, you might mistakenly write some spelling mistake as well. For suppose here, if I write instead of y, if I write something else, then I won't get the output. Okay, so instead of manually typing, this all errors can be rectified here in Swagger UI, because already we have this thing. All the tasks will be displayed here, all the routes will be displayed here. We can click on try it out and we can just execute it. Okay, see, we got, okay, in the response body we got the data. This is nothing but the response. Here we are not giving any request. Here this is a get route, so we are not giving any request body, but we have response here. And here you can check the status code. Here it is giving 200 status code because it is successfully done. This is the URL to check. If you want to check this in the browser, you can just copy and paste this particular URL. Instead of typing, you can just copy and paste this request URL as well. Okay, done. This is the Swagger UI. Similar to the Swagger UI, we have another automatic documentation provided by the FastAPI. That is nothing but redoc. Okay, so redoc, how to open redoc means, so we can first open this particular localhost 8000, then we can type here as redoc. For to open Swagger UI, we have to type /docs, and to open redoc, we can open it as redoc. You can download it and you can use. And here also all the routes will be displayed here. Okay, 200 successful response. Okay, we can check that responses here as well. Okay, next, here it will provide the response samples as well. If you are creating any post request, it will show here some sample request input like name, user ID, whatever you are taking. It will show that request input, and it will show some response sample as well to get an idea. So this is these two all are the automatic documentation provided by this FastAPI for testing the API. Okay, next, let's create a post request. So with the help of post request, we can create a task, and we can add it into dictionary here. Okay, so after that we will replace the dictionary with the database, SQLite database. Okay, so here create task, sorry. Here we can take the data from the user. What data you want? You have to take task name, task description, and assigned user. Okay, instead of this, we can create a, so instead of writing here like task name, you can write like this as well. Task name :str and task description :str and assigned user :str. So instead of writing all this here, you can create a Pydantic model here. Okay, Pydantic model for creating task. Okay, for creating task, let's create a Pydantic model. So to create a Pydantic model, we have to install Pydantic here. Control C. So I'm stopping the execution, and I will install pip install Pydantic. Okay, after installing Pydantic, we can import it. Okay, so here, just a second. So we can import the base model from the Pydantic. From Pydantic, we can import the base model. With the help of this base model class only, we can create a Pydantic model. Here I will create a class like create task model, anything, any name you can give for the class. So here I will inherit it from base model. Okay, this is a Pydantic model. Here you can write all the things. Here what you want, task name, you want it as a string, str. Okay, so here you can mention all these things here. Okay, so I have taken task id. It is integer data type, and task name is string data type. Task description is str data type, and we have another thing also right here, assigned user str. Okay, and more info, I have taken another thing as well, more info. So more info is string data type only. Is this optional or mandatory field? Can anyone tell? Is this optional or mandatory thing while creating a task? Is it mandatory to give the more info, or can we skip that? More info, is it optional or a mandatory field here? Yes. Is it mandatory or optional field? Hope I am audible. Optional. Okay. Okay, because here we have given none equal to none. If the user doesn't enter anything, it will take it as a none. Okay, so done. Next, here we will add a new task. So here, before adding I will write like we can write the code like this. Add task, like this. Here what we are doing means, uh, if that particular task is not there inside the to do list, here what we are doing, inside the to do list we are searching for that particular task. If that particular task, if nothing is there inside the to do list, this is nothing but if to do list is empty, we are checking that. So if not to do list, means if there is no to do list, here we have created a to do list, right? For suppose this is not there, we haven't created a to do list. To do list doesn't contain any number of tasks. Then the task which you are adding now will be the id one, right? If we don't have this to do list, then the task which you are adding now will be the id one. So in this case, if not to do list, means if we don't have any to do list, then we can create a id with id equal to 1. Okay, we can take one variable, and I am assigning the id as 1. Next, we can store that id into task id as well. We have a field, we don't have any field with new underscore id, right? We have a field with task. So here I will add new id. Okay, done. Okay, so while asking accessing task id, we have to use here. So actually I haven't given the this model here, right? Task, so every task which we are adding should be of this type, right? This type. Okay, so every new task which you are adding should be of this type. So it will check, it will validate all these things. Okay, so the new id which we are adding will be the first one, will be get added as a new id equal to first. If there is no to do list items, if there are no task inside the to do list, then it will be the first id. And I am storing task dot task id equal to new id. Else, in the else case means there are some ids already. Okay, for suppose here we have two tasks here, so the new task should be with the id 3, right? So we have to increment this task id. We have to implement we have to increment. Okay, we have to increment this task id by 1. So in the else case, what we can do means, in the else case, what we are doing, inside the new underscore id variable, we are incrementing the what is to do list dot keys means. To do list is the dictionary name here. Keys will return all the it will return how many fields or how many keys are there inside the dictionary. We have two keys, right? So it will return 2. Okay, max of to do list of keys, it will return 2. So 2 plus 1, so the new id will become now 3, because we have already two keys inside the dictionary. So this particular function will return 2. So 2 plus 1, we will get 3. So 3 will be stored inside the new id. This new id we can add into the to do list. Okay, task dot task id. So inside that I will add new id. Okay, done. In the else case it will be added like this. Okay, next, the new task which we are giving is not in the dictionary format. So to convert the to convert the new task into the dictionary format, we can use this dump method. Okay, this dump method is to convert it into why we are getting this error, to do list. What is our to do list name here? Okay, so I will write here as to do list, and here also I will L capital, and here also I will keep as L capital, Li. Okay, done. Okay, so if there is no task inside the to do list, we are giving id equal to 1. Otherwise we are incrementing the increment the keys plus 1. Okay, so the number of keys are nothing but 2 plus 1, so 3 will be get stored into the new id. Okay, 3, so we it will be incremented by 1. So we will get 3. Okay, 3 will be stored into task id variable. So inside this task id variable we are storing 3 value. Okay, after storing it in after storing 3 into the task id, the whole thing we are converting it into dictionary. The whatever we are entering, that will not be in the dictionary format. It will be so it will be converted into the dictionary format. After that we can return the new task. So whatever new task has been created, that will be returned here. Okay, so we are returning the new task data. So let's once execute FastAPI dev main.py. Let's once execute and check whether create task is successful or not. So application setup completed. So I will go to this refresh. So I will go on Swagger UI, because in browser we can check only the get request, but this is the post request, right? So I will open Swagger UI. Okay, here as you can see, post request automatically we got here. So Swagger UI automatically updates itself. So here I will first check the display users, then we will go for create user. So here in display user we have 2 users. Okay, so I will do post users here. Okay, so post create task. Here click on try it out, and you can give a new task here. Okay, this is nothing but request body. In the get we doesn't have any request body, we have response body only. Here this is nothing but request body. So I am not giving task id here, because it will be automatically generated depending on the conditions which we have given. Okay, task id will be automatically generated based on this conditions which we have given here. So I am not giving any task id. I will give the task name here, task 3, and I will give a task 3 description, and I will give assigned user, I will give as user 3. Okay, I have given assigned user as well, right? Okay, and more info is optional. So I will give something here more. Okay, so after giving all the things, I will click on execute. Okay, here see, task in the response we got successful 200, and we got new user with task id 3. So now let's try to display the task, whether we will get 3 or 2 tasks. Now let's see. I will execute. See now. Okay, so we got 3 tasks. So inside the dictionary, third task has successfully added here. Okay, so more I will so here we can add something else as well. So here, wait, while creating the Pydantic model, where is the model? While creating the Pydantic model, we can give like this, and also we can give unique as well. So we will do there in the database. I will give the unique attribute as well. Okay, next let's create the update method. Okay, so to update the method also, we have to create another Pydantic model. Why? Because here we can't use this for updating. Why? While updating, you might update only the task name, you might update only the task description. For suppose we have students information, we will update either a student's email id, either we will update only the phone number. We won't update all the fields, right? We will update any 1 or 2 fields depending on the requirement. So instead of, we cannot use this particular model for the update we have to create another Pydantic model, Pydantic model for updating. So updating will be partial, like we can update any one field, we can update two fields, or we can update all the things. Okay, so for update update we can use optional attribute here. This optional will make, like, you can update, you can give either task name, you can give either task description, you can give either more info, so anyone can be added here. Okay, so this also will be extended from base model only. So I will create here class user update model, and I will import base model here. Next, so here I will give optional attribute. This optional attribute you have to import it from typing. Okay, so you have to import optional attribute from typing. So I will import it that first. So from typing, so from typing library I will import optional thing. Okay, so while update we will give all the attributes as optional, so anyone can be updated here. So I will give like this: optional and data type equal to none. Okay. Hmm. I think we have another attribute as well, like task name, task description, more info, and we have assigned user as well. We don't edit task id, so task id should be unique for each and every user, right? So we won't edit that thing. So I will give as optional, and data type as str and none. Okay, done. Okay, now let's so Pydantic model is created. Now app dot put, and here update task. Okay, so here I will give as task update model. Okay, here I will create one function update task, and here I will give this particular name. So task colon, it should follow this particular model, this attribute should be validated. Okay, so done. Next, so before updating, first we have to check that particular while updating we have to give the id as well. Here we can take the id as a path parameter. Okay, so task id, I will take task id here. Okay, and here I will give the task id. So task underscore id should be integer data type. Okay, why? Because why we have to give the id means, while updating, for suppose we have 100 user, in that 100 user, which particular user you want to update, that particular user id you have to give here. So okay, so here you have to give that particular uh, task id. So whatever you want to update, that particular task id you can give here. Then what we can do, if there is some particular task is there or not with that particular id, whether that particular task is there or not, we have to check. If no task available with that particular id, then we can print as no task is available to update, like that we can print. Okay, so here task id not in to do list, then we can return as f string no task found with a task id equal to task id. Okay, so with this particular id, no task is there. In the else case we can update it. So how we can update means, I will show here. So while updating, okay, mm, hmm. Okay, if that particular task is not there inside the to-do list, we can print like this. Otherwise we can check like task name is not none. What do you mean by this? Means task name is nothing but the thing which we are entering in the request, nothing but inside this request. Like here we are entering some details, like in the post request. I will open this post request. See, these values are nothing but request.body. Okay, this all things will be stored inside a variable task here. If you see here, okay, so all the request body which you are giving, all the user values, user will give some values, right? All those things will be stored inside task variable. So we are searching whether task name is null or not. Okay, so if user has given any task name or not, we are searching that. If user has not given any task name, if user has not given any task name um, inside the request body, then what we can say, we need not to update the task name, right? If user is not giving any task name, we need not to update it. Okay, so task name is, sorry, okay, if user is not none. Okay, so if user has entered some task name, so user has entered some task name, then task name will be something. Okay, it is not none. Okay, in that case, what we are doing means, we are taking this to do list. Inside the to do list, we will go to that particular id. Okay, inside that particular id, we are changing the task name to task name. Okay, initially it might be task name equal to some value. Okay, if user has entered some value, the user value is this thing. So whatever we are entering inside the request body is task name. That particular value will we are updating it with the original to do list. Inside the original to do list, we are going to that particular id, and we are targeting that particular field, and we are replacing it with the entered value. This is the entered value. The entered values will be stored inside the, so as you can check here, entered value will be stored inside task. So task name, task description, more info, those are the things which we are entering here in the request body. What we are getting from the updated values, what we are getting from the user. Okay, if that is not null, then we are updating it with the original value. Original task name will be updated. Okay, okay. Hmm. Similarly, we have to check other things as well. If task description, if user has entered any updated description, if it is not none, in that case, what we can do means, we have to update the description. So whatever description we have inside the to do list, that description I will change it to task description. This is the new description. Task description is the updated description, and this one is the old description. So I am storing the new description into the old one. Okay, similarly we can do with all the things. Okay, so what more we have? Task name, task description, more info, assigned user, right? More info is not none, then I will store the things, right? uh, Task, more info, right? More info, I will replace it with updated more info. Similarly, assigned user, we have assigned user. Mm, if task dot, so if we want to change any assigned user is not none, then I am changing it with to do list, mm, assigned user. So I am replacing it with present assigned updated user. Okay, so if user has entering any new task name, we are updating it. Any new task description has been entered by the user, we are updating it. And any new more info has been provided by the user, we are updating that. Okay, so this thing is done. In the else case, in the last, what we can do, we can return the new updated record. Okay, new task we can return. Task underscore id. Okay, done. Okay, so if that particular task id is not there, we are displaying no task is found. Otherwise, we are replacing it with the updated value. And in the last, as a response, what we are returning, we are returning the updated value. So let's check if it is working. Application is in application startup completed. So I will refresh here. It's executing. So put request. Okay, so here I will update one thing. So before updating, I will show you all the records here. So try it. So I will display all the records here. So here what are the records? We have 1 and 2. Okay, so I will update this thing. Okay, reading second thing I will update, reading task I will update here. I will update and show you. So I will go to put and I will try it out. So what is the task id? 2. Okay, second task id, and here we can give updated values. Here I will give updated task 2. Okay, so something I am updating task description. Okay, so if I am not giving more info and assign user, then they won't get updated. Okay, only the things which I am providing here, that only will get updated. It will check whether we are giving more info or not. It will check. If it is not provided, then it won't be updated. So I am giving two things here. So I will click on execute and let's check. See, it has been updated. Only task name and task description has been updated. Okay, only those things has been updated. Assigned user and more info is same as it is. Only I think more info is not there here. Okay, see, updated task 2, updated task description, successfully update also completed. Next we will go for delete. Okay, so for deleting, no need of any new Pydantic model. We can directly create an endpoint. Delete, mm, delete user. So hope update is clear. Is update operation clear for everyone? Is update functionality is clear? Okay, 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 we will create the update now. Okay, sorry, delete now. So delete task. So while deleting the task, we will give some id, right? mm, we can give us task id. Okay, if that particular id, if there is a one task with that particular id, then we can delete that task underscore, then it will be int type. Okay, here first we will check whether there is a task with that id or not. Same like this, if that particular task is not there in the to-do list, if there is no task with that particular id, then what we can give the no task has been found with that particular id to delete it. Okay, we cannot perform delete because there is no task with that particular id. Okay, in the else case we can delete. Okay, so to delete we have already a function to delete it. We can directly write like this. So to do list, so what we want to delete, this particular task id. Okay, so from the dictionary we can delete like this. So we can give that particular id, and that particular that particular key will get deleted. This is nothing but key. So 1 and 2, whatever we are giving, we can give that. Okay, done. So let's check whether it will work. So refresh, I will give refresh, and first I will display all the task here. See, we have two tasks here. I will delete the first task. Okay, so I will delete the first writing task here. Okay, so how to delete that first task means, so I will open delete. Okay, and here you can see the schemas as well in the create task model. Confusing. Okay, I will rewind. I will summarize again. So here you can see the schemas as well. What is mandatory, what is not mandatory, optional. You can see the schemas as well here. So I will open delete here. So I want to delete first task. So I will give task id 1 and I will execute. Okay, I will click on execute. Null. So we got null. Wait. Oh, sorry, I have not written anything here. So return to-do list task ID. So I haven't written anything, so I am not getting any response here. Okay, but I think deletion worked here. So I will once execute here. No, okay. So I will execute the delete again. Try it out, and I will click on execute. We have some error. So return. Just a second. I will return whole to-do list, available to-do list here. Is anything missing? Task ID. Done. Okay, let's check. I will refresh. Okay, let's check delete. So I will give one here, try it out, and I will give one. Okay, it should delete the first task id. See, it got deleted. Okay, now only the second id is available here. So you can check by here also, in display task, try it out and click on execute. It will display all the tasks. So now dictionary consists of only one task with the id 2. Okay, so I will summarize whole things here. Okay, so here what we are doing means, here we have created a dictionary. This is a dictionary. Dictionary consists of two tasks. Already I have created two, have added two tasks here. The remaining task we will add now. So what is this get method means? Get method is returning all the list, all the dictionary. Okay, total dictionary it is returning. To do list is a dictionary name, so it will display all the dictionary names, right? So what is the end, what is the path which we have created here? Display task. So what you can do means, you can see the display task here in browser as well. So as you can see, we have only one task here. Why? Because the id number 1 has been deleted just recently. Okay, we have one task here. Okay, so you can see here as well in the here in. So I will zoom. Huh. Okay, I will decrease zoom. So as you can see here in, as you can see here in Swagger UI, you got all the endpoints here. Here I want to check this particular display user. I will click this. You can click on try it out. You can click on execute. Here in the response body, you got the things. Here we have only one ID. Okay. Next what we have done means, we have created the post request. So to add a new task, we have created this thing here. How we have written the logic means, for creating a task, what you need this all things from the user: task name, task description, task id, task description, task name, and assigned user, more info, all you want for suppose. Okay, here what you can do means, you can give all the data types here, and you can mention the optional types as well. Here more info is optional. If you doesn't give more info, then also it's okay. If user doesn't give more info, if he gives these things, that then also okay. Okay, and one thing, task id we won't give. Okay, user doesn't give the task id, he will give only the task name, description, assigned user, and more info. Task id we are only generating it because id should be unique for each task, right? If we have users will have same users will there will be two users with the same name. For them to differentiate them, there will be a roll number or id. Similarly, for each task we can keep the task id. So user, instead of entering taking the user id from the user, we can directly generate it. How to generate it means, here we are first searching, like if there is a to-do list or not, if there is any dictionary with the name to-do list or not, we are searching. If no dictionary is present means, what it means nothing, no task is there inside the to-do list dictionary. Then what we will do, the new created task will be the id one, right? If there is no to-do list, no dictionary, there won't be no task inside it. So the new created the task which we are adding now will be the id one, right? That only we are doing here. This is this thing. If not to-do list, okay, if not to-do list means, if there is no dictionary, then what we are doing, we are taking one variable. You can take any variable, and we are assigning it to one. That one we are storing it into the task id. So this is the task. So the user has entered some information, right? All that information will be stored into this variable, task variable. Okay, all user will enter this all information, right? In this particular model, it will in this particular format, the user will enter all the things. Those all we are storing it into a variable. This is just a variable. You can take any variable name here. Okay, so if there is no dictionary, then I am taking new id equal to 1. So I have to add that one here, right? Task id should be 1. If it is a new task, then task id should be 1. So how to give task id value as 1? You can give, right, task id equal to 1. So that only I am doing here. So task id equal to 1. So you can directly do like this as well. Okay, like this as well you can do. If there is no task inside the to-do list, we are assigning task id as 1. In the else case, what we are doing means, for suppose here we have two, okay, two keys inside the dictionary. So two tasks already available. The new task should be with the id 3, right? 1 and 2 already available. That new task id should be 3. Okay, how to get that means, like the new task will be 3. Again, if you add anything, it will be 4. Again, if you add anything, that task id should be 5. So what we are doing means, we are using to-do list dot keys function here. What this to-do list dot keys function will return means, it will return the number of keys. If you see here, there are two tasks here, so it will return 2. And the new id, like a new task id will be 2 plus 1. This will return 2. 2 plus 1 will be the id. That 3, like 3, I am storing it into the task dot task id. What is task dot task id? The new id which user is entering. Okay, that will be replaced with the 3 here. Okay, if again, if you create new task, then that id will be 4. How it will be 4? Because in to do list there will be 3, right? The task will be 3 now. So 3 plus 1, now new id will become 4. So 4 will get stored into this particular variable. So like this, we are storing the task id. Remaining things we are getting from the user. Only task id, it should be unique, so we are generating like this. If no task, then we are giving it as 1. If already some task are available, then we are giving plus 1. Already present keys plus 1 we are doing, and we are assigning it to the task id. And this line will convert the incoming data into a dictionary. The incoming data may not be in the dictionary format, it is converting that. Okay, and then we are returning the, what the response we are returning, the new task which we are created, we have returned that. Okay, so let's check this. So refresh, and I will go to post. I will show here. Actually, how many tasks are available here? We have only we have two tasks here. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, two tasks here. So I have refreshed here, and I will click on post, and I will try to add a new task. So click on try it out, and here you can give the task name. So skip the task id, it will automatically generated. Give the task name. So I will give as task 3, description, and assigned user I will give as I will give some name here. We have Jagdish, right? I will give Jagdish name here. Okay, and more info, you can skip more info if nothing will it is optional parameter. I will click on execute. Okay, so here see, successfully it has been added. We got this here. If I refresh, see here, we got 3 tasks here. Okay, third task successfully got added. How we got this id 3 means, it the keys, number of keys is 2 inside the dictionary. So plus 1, we are doing plus 1. Okay, successfully got added. You can check here as well in the display task also, you can check that. Okay, so hope post is clear. So with the help of this line, we are generating the plus 1. Okay, key number, like a task id, we are generating that. Okay, next, for updating. While updating, will you update all the fields? Task id, task name, task description, all the things you want to update? No. Okay, so you might, or you might not. You might update only the task name. You want to update only the task name, or you might update you might want to update only the task description, or you might want to update all the things. Okay, any case will be applicable in update. Okay, so we are creating a new model here. Here I am keeping all the things as optional. Okay, so anyone, if the user enter only the task name, then only the task name will be updated. All the other things will be as it is. Only the task name will be updated. How to check that means, here we are taking the task id from the user. Why we are taking the task id means, no, id doesn't becomes 1. Why? Because already we have two right here. Here already we have 2. That's why id become 3. If you remove this 2, okay, I'm removing these 2, and I'm keeping a empty to do list dictionary, and I'm refreshing. Okay, I will refresh here and check. Okay, so here we don't have any task here. Now what happens? Now I will try to add the data. um, post only, right? Here I will add task writing or anything, writing a description, and here I will give assigned user as we need not have to check because starting id will be 0, then it gets increment. Starting id will default 0. We have to check that. Will it take keys will become 0 or not? Let's check. I have given the description, right? 1 second, I will check here. So here empty. There is no error here. Null, we got null here. Response has null. Refresh. It is not got added. It has not got added. um, just a second. If not in to-do list, then task.task id equal to 1, and we have to convert this, right? So I will move it here. It is in else, right? I will move it here. And I will task.task id equal to, I will new underscore id equal to 1, right? And task.task id equal to new id. These two were in else case, that's why I haven't get any response here, so I have moved here. Now let's check. Try it out, and I will add new task here. Task 2, task 2 description. Assigned user I will give as Nihant. We have Nihant. Okay, done. More info is I will give as empty. I will check now. See, okay, has been added here. What is the task id? I haven't given any task id, so default value is 0. Okay, so here the task id is 1. Okay, might be without giving this if also it will work. Okay, because defaultly we are getting the we have task id as 0, right? Here as you can see, the task id is 0. Okay, anyhow it might increment it to 1. Okay. I hope this is clear. Next, update. While updating, we won't give all the things. We might want to change only the task name. We might want to change only the task description. We might want to change only the more info. So all the things I have given as optional here. So I have created a new Pydantic model, and here, so we have to give the task id. Which particular task you want to update, you have to give that particular id. Okay, so id should be in integer type. That id should be an integer type. This is a path parameter. We have to enter here inside the url. Okay, here you have to enter. Okay, so I will open here. See, if I give here task id, try it out, and if I give here task id as 1, and if I click on if I give updated task name here, updated task name as updated task, then only task name will get updated. All other things I will remove. Okay, I don't want to update any other things. Okay, so I will click on this thing. Okay, so we have I think here we have to remove comma. I will execute. Okay, see, successfully task name got updated. You can check here as well. Okay, so task name successfully got updated. Okay, the remaining things are as it is. Okay, so how to check it here in browser? You can use this url. Okay, so here if I give 1, then first id will we will get the first id. If I give 2, then we will get the second id. Okay, like this we can check. Okay, so here this is the logic. Here we are checking whether that particular task is there or not. Okay, if it is not there, we are displaying no task found. Okay, for suppose if here if I give, if I want to update 10th id, task id. We don't have any task with the id 10. If I execute here, what the response I am getting? No task found with task id 10. Okay, so like this we can validate. Otherwise we are updating it with the given task name. If a user has entered any task name, if the user has entered any task name, if the entered task name is not none, then we are updating the task name. If the user has entered any task description, then we are updating the description. Okay, like this we are updating the things. Next, delete user. Delete user also, what particular task you want to delete, you can give that particular task id. If the task is not there, we cannot delete that particular task, else we can delete it with the help of this syntax. Okay, to do list is the dictionary name. Inside the square brackets you can give the task id, it will delete that particular key. Okay, inside this you can give the key, so it will delete that particular key. Then you can return the updated to-do list. So this is all the CRUD operation with the help of dictionary. So the same thing we can apply with the help of database. So I will connect it with the database. Okay, so to connect it with database, what I will do means, I will take a new folder. Okay, new folder. So Python database fast API, and I will open this. Okay, and I will create the virtual environment first. Wait. I will first do this, creating a virtual environment. Okay, done. So a folder has been created. After that we can move into that particular folder. So I will give enter. Wait, it is taking some time. Till that time we can activate that particular virtual environment. Wait, here, what is my virtual environment name? Dot slash, wait, I will remove all the thing, and I will go inside this particular folder, fastapi-env. Then I will do as, so fastapi dot env. Sorry, okay, so I'm already inside the fastapi, right? Okay, next I will install the fastapi. So pip install fastapi. Okay, okay, so to connect our fastapi with the database, we can use SQLite. Okay, so inside the SQLite, SQL is nothing but our SQL, which is a lightweight. Inside the SQL we have something known as SQLAlchemy. Okay, SQLAlchemy is just a model. which will allow us to communicate, which will allow us to interact between the Python classes and the database. Like what I mean to say means, inside the Python, what we are creating, like in here we are creating Python classes, right? Like Pydantic models will be in the format of classes, but inside the SQL the data will be in the format of tables. Okay, so these all fields should be converted into the tables. Like previously we have created some class, Pydantic class, right? Inside that we have some fields. That field should be converted into the table, and it should be stored into the SQL. After converting that class into the tables, it should be stored into the, it should be in a column wise, column and row wise, it should be stored into the SQL. So what SQLAlchemy will do means, it will map these Python classes with the SQL database. It will map it. It will map each and every class with the SQL table. So SQLAlchemy is an ORM. Okay. SQLAlchemy is an ORM. ORM is nothing but object relational mapper. So inside Django, we have seen Django framework, right? Inside Django we have inbuilt ORM, but here in FastAPI we don't have any inbuilt ORM. Instead we will use SQLAlchemy. We will install it and we will use that. It will allow us to combine Python classes with the database tables. It will convert, it will make interaction between the classes and the tables. It will convert the classes into the tables. Okay, so this is a toolkit, which is an ORM tool. Okay, so so FastAPI has he is the author of the FastAPI. That author only developed the SQLAlchemy as well. Okay, so it will allow to interact with the database. Python objects or Python classes can directly interact with the database. I think all of you know, like most of the members know SQL queries like select, delete, like insert into. To add some data we will use insert into, select to display all the data. Okay, to update and to delete we use different SQL queries to interact with the SQL, right? Here no need of any queries. SQLAlchemy will allow us to directly interact our Python objects directly with our database. Okay, so we have to install SQLAlchemy as well for this. Okay, so pip install SQLAlchemy. So it is just an ORM which will allow us to which will allow us to interact the Python classes with the that database. Okay, done. After installing the SQLAlchemy, what you have to do means, you have to create the engine. So first step is to create the engine. So while so we have done with the dictionary now. So instead of dictionary we are actually working with the database. So we will perform the CRUD operations with the actual database here. So what is the first step means, you have to create an engine. So to create an engine you have to import create engine from SQLAlchemy. So what I will do means, I will create one main.py here. Okay, here I will first import create engine. After importing the create engine we have to create the engine first. Okay, so here you have to give your database name. Here I will create one file. So I will explain this, what is this thing means. Okay, with the help of this create engine function we can create a database. Okay, so we are I will show this. What is this means, inside the create engine function we are first importing this create engine function, and inside this create engine function we have to give some URL, like database URL. So URL will be in this format, SQLite colon. You can see this URL in the FastAPI documentation also. And here what is your database name, here you can create one database, todo list.db, or I will take todo.db. Okay, so in this file all database things will be stored. I will give that name here. Okay, todo.db. Like this you can connect, you can create an engine and you can connect with the database. This is the first step. So all what I am doing means, here we have created a constant variable. This is a variable. You have to give the variable like constant variable in the capital letters. It is just similar to a variable, but it is a constant variable. You cannot change it. So inside that variable I am storing the whole URL. So here directly I can give that variable name. Instead of writing all the thing here, I can directly directly give the variable name here. Okay, so successfully created an engine. Okay, next what we can give means we can give this as well, just to not get any disturbance while connecting with the engine. You can give this connect args as well. Okay, done with creating the engine. What is the next step means you have to import all the things. Instead of create engine, we might need other things as well, like column, integer, string. So all I will import here. Okay, so column, integer, string has been imported. Next, from SQLAlchemy I am importing declarative base. Okay, alchemy spelling wrong. SQLAlchemy. Okay, here, right? Here no issues because it is just a variable name. Okay, next, from SQLAlchemy I am importing declarative base. Why I am importing the declarative base means, like previously we saw Pydantic model. Okay, Pydantic model. Here we have to create Pydantic model. Apart from that, we will create SQLAlchemy model as well. Okay, so Pydantic model, how we have created? We have created Pydantic model by inheriting from base model. Okay, we have inherited from base model. We have written like this, right? Class name, and we have inherited it from base model. This is nothing but a Pydantic model. But here, apart from this Pydantic model, we will create a SQLAlchemy model, or we call it as a database model. How to create this means we have to import it from base class. We have to create import it from base class. So class name, we have to write here base. This is nothing but a database model. So here we will keep all the field names which we want inside our database. So here we will create two models. Not only Pydantic model, we will create SQLAlchemy or database model. Okay, so by inheriting from the base class. So for that we are importing this declarative base here. Okay, for that purpose. Next I am importing session maker. So we have to create a session as well. Okay, this section will actually allow us to, like, for each operation, if you do get or post, or get to post, put delete, any operation if you do, then for each operation a session will be created. With the help of session only, these Python classes will interact with the backend database. Once the interaction is completed, the session will be closed. Okay, so for each interaction, for each request, we have to create a session. So for that purpose, I have imported here session maker. Okay, next thing is, so I will import this FastAPI. I am initializing the FastAPI. Okay, to create the routes. Next, what we can do means I am creating the session as well. For this purpose only, I have imported this section maker. Okay, so I will create this session. This is the line which will create a session. So this session only allow us to communicate the like get request. All the requests will communicate with the database with the help of this session. For each request, a session will be created. For get request, a session will be created. For a post request, a session will be created. And here I am creating a session by making auto commit false and auto flush false. What do you mean by auto commit false and auto flush false means, whenever you are adding some data into the database, it will not get committed automatically. Okay, if you added some data, if you might add it mistakenly. Okay, if you give here for true, then on adding the data, it will directly add into the database. It doesn't take any confirmation from you. If you keep here false, then what happens means, after adding the data, after creating the data, after adding the data into the database, you have to commit it. After committing by yourself, like with the help of db.commit method, you can commit it. After commit only, it will get added into the database. Until that, it doesn't get added. So better to keep auto commit false. Then after executing db.commit function by yourself, then only it will get committed into the database. Otherwise, it doesn't get added into the database. Okay, what is auto flush false means? Auto flush false is nothing but refreshing the database. After committing the data, you can refresh the database so that new data will be visible. Suppose you have added new user, then it doesn't add it directly into the database until you execute a function called db.commit. Then only it will get added into the database, because here auto commit is false. And what is auto flush means, after committing you have to refresh that by with the help of refresh function, db.refresh function. You have to once refresh, then only it will be visible into the database. Okay, it will database will get refreshed. Okay, so these two I'm keeping as false because I will do manually. Okay, so commit and refresh the database I will do manually. Next, we can create a base class. So base class, I have told you, base class is nothing but database class. Base class is also known as database class, or we can call it as a database class, or we can call it as a SQLAlchemy class. So this is different from the Pydantic class. This is different from the Pydantic class. Alchemy model, we can call it as a class model. Okay, we can call it as a model. This is different from the Pydantic model, because Pydantic model will be inherited from base model class, but here this database class will be inherited from base class. That is the difference. For that you have to write this line. Okay, this line. Okay, that's why I have imported here declarative base. Okay. So I will place it here. So if you give these lines up and down, then also no issues. Okay, after that what you have to do means, you have to create a file with the name underscore underscore init.py. Okay, so this is the first file which will get executed. Okay, init file. So inside this I will create underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. This is this will work as a constructor method. If anyone from Java or Python, they know constructor. So this is the first file which will run. Okay, so all the initial things we can keep inside that. For now I am keeping that empty. After that what you can do means, you can create requirements.txt file. Inside that you can write all the package names which you want to install it. I will create here requirements.txt. Okay, so here uh, FastAPI and UVCon, and if you want any SQLAlchemy also, instead of installing like this, you can write it here, SQLAlchemy, and any more you want. Okay, you can write all the packages name here. After writing all the packages name here, just with one command you can install all these package names. What is the command means? This is the command, pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay, so all the package names you can write inside it, and you can do pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay, then all these will be get installed. Whatever package names you have created here, that will get installed. Okay, so next step is, we have to create the connection. Okay, connection with the database model. For that we have to create a base class. So how to create a base class? We have to inherit it from the base. Okay, so here I will create the class. So you can give any name to the base class, and it should be inherited from the base. Okay, this is the base class, or it is known as database model. We can call it as a database model, or base class model, or we can call it as a um, okay, or we can call it as a SQLAlchemy model. SQLAlchemy model. Okay, this is not a Pydantic model because I am importing from base, not base model. Okay, next here you can give the table name. Whatever the table name you want, you can give, and make sure it should be plural form. Okay, so you should keep s here. So what you can give users or anything, but s should be there in the last. Okay, so in every table name s should be last. So this is the database model, and here you can give the field names as well. Whatever column names you want, you can give those column names here. Okay, so here id is a primary key, so id should be integer data type, and it should be primary key. Primary key means it should be unique. For each to do task, id should be unique here. Okay, so id should be unique, and to do name should be of string data type, and to do description should be of string data type, and assigned user here I am giving as unique. For suppose you are creating a user model. Okay, you want to log in or you want to sign up. For that purpose you want the email should be unique, right? Sign up purpose, for registration you want the id should be unique. So each and every user should have a unique id. So in that case you can use this unique attribute as well. Okay, So any errors here in teacher? Okay. Done. Column, did I imported column here? Column. Hmm. Okay, let's see if any errors we can see. Okay, done. Base class has been created. Here you can mention a primary key, and you can give any attribute as a unique as well. Next we can create a table. So with the help of this line, it will create a table inside the database. Here we have given the table name, but it is not created. If you keep this line, then only that particular model will be converted into table. So this line is compulsory. After creating the base model, next you have to write this line to create a table. So table has successfully created with the name of to dos. Next you can do so you can create the endpoints. So before creating endpoints, we have a method called getDB. What this getDB method will do means, getDB method will create the session, like for each and every request. For get request, it will create a session, and it will allow us to communicate. After that get request is completed, it will close that database. Okay. Like for that purpose, we have to use this get db function. So this you can keep as it is for all the things. For all things, here it is creating a session, and it is closing the database. After all the operations completed, instead of keeping the database open, you can do db.close. Okay. And here we have to import session. Did I imported session? So I will check here. Okay, done. Okay, next. So db get db, what it will do means, it will connect the endpoints, it will connect the endpoints with the database. It will automatically call the database depending on our get request or post request. Okay, so for that purpose, you have to write one attribute known as depends equal to get underscore db. How you can write means here. Okay, so this one is mandatory. In every function, you have to give this line. So what it does means, it will for every post or get request, it will open the database. It will create a session, and it will open the database. After completing all the things, it will close the database. For that purpose, we are getting this particular function name here, get db function name. We have to give here. So it nothing but here we are saying that this particular request is depending on the getDB function. Okay, so it is not automatically creating a section. It is depending on the getDB function. Like this, we can create a request. Okay, so here @app.post, okay, slash create task. Okay, so here, okay, um, here you can give the task model. Okay, so that we can give like after creating a class model, we can give it here. So what particular format you want that. Next, you can define a function here, create task. Okay. Okay, next, so inside the create task, so this second parameter is compulsory. First parameter I will tell. Okay, this one is compulsory. Okay, what are the other parameters means? So here you can give here, and here also you can give like this response model. So here response model equal to. Okay, so I will create one, like I will take the same names, task response, and here I will take to do create. What these to do create and to do response is nothing but these two are Pydantic classes. Okay, so here I will create two classes. So class to do response. So in what format you want the response? So as we know, Pydantic, what it will do, it will validate incoming and as well as outgoing request. Here the response model should be in which format? So for suppose I want id as well inside the response. Okay, so I will create all the fields here. Okay, so this is nothing but response. In which format you want the response, you can give here. So in whatever fields you will write here, in that particular format there will be the response. Okay, integer and task name, whatever you will give here, in that format only there will be the response. And another class I will create here. So class to do create. Okay, okay, here. Okay, so I will take these two things. So these two are Pydantic models, so I will import Pydantic from the base model. Okay, so then to do response class I will import it from base model, and here this to do class also I will create it from base model. Okay, so this is the response format. Okay, in this format I want the response, and this is the create like a new to do will be created in this format. So I will take these things. So while creating the to do I am taking these three from the user. Okay, to do name, to do description, and assigned user I am taking from the user, and it should be a string format. That's why I'm giving it here. So the incoming request should be in to do create format. In this format I want the request. Next, response should be in to do response format. So response also you can give a response also. Okay, so in response you have to give the config function as well. This is the response function. Response, this is the response model. So inside the response I am keeping id as well. While giving the request I am not keeping id. Okay, only to do name I will enter, and I will enter the to do description, I will enter the assigned user, that's it. Okay, but while getting the response, in the response you will get id, to do name, to do description, and assigned user as well. So whenever you are creating a response class model, okay, response Pydantic model, then make sure to include a config class as well. This config class will differentiate from a request model and response model. This is a response model. In this format we will get the response, and this is the request model. Okay, so in the request there is no id, but in the response we have id field. Okay, so this is the, so in the response model will be in to do response format, and the incoming request will be in the format of to do wait. Okay, so I'm storing all the incoming data into a variable known as task. Next we will write the logic. Okay, so logic is same as we have written there. Okay, so I'm taking this thing. Okay, so this is the logic. What I'm doing means, inside how to store into a database means, first of all we have to create a object. So you can skip this all, I will explain this particular line. Here what I am doing means, I am creating a new object of database model. Here we have created one database model, right? I will create a object of this, then only it will get stored into our table, our to-dos table. Okay, so I am creating a to-do object. Inside the to-do object, what I am writing here means, I am giving all the things here. Okay, just a second. Okay, so what I will do means, task dot to do name. Task dot to do name is nothing but, video is not visible. Is my screen not visible? Yes. Is my screen not visible? Hello. Not visible. Others visible? No. It's in sharing only, it's visible. Okay, so here what I am doing means, I have created an object. object of a database model. We have created a database model, or we can say as SQLAlchemy model, right? I have used that class name here, and I am creating a object. So in that object, what I want all the fields which has been entered by the user. So to do name, I am taking a to do name variable. Inside that, task.todo name is nothing but the user entered data. The user entered data will be stored inside the task variable. So to do name is the user entered to do name. Okay, next I will take to do description is equal to task.todo description. This is the description which has been entered by the user. Next I will do what we have more, to do description and assigned user, right? Assigned user equal to, I will take the assigned user name given by the user. Okay, done. Next, what we can do with the help of add method, we can add that particular task. Okay, this particular task we can add it into the, so you can write here a new task or any value here, new task. Okay, so we have created an object with the incoming data. Incoming data we have inside this variable task.todo name, task.todo description. These all are the incoming data. Incoming data we are storing it into a task variable, right? Okay, this is the response data. This is the response data. This is the incoming data. So we are taking those incoming data, and I have created an object. Now I have to store that particular object into the database. With the help of db.add function, we can store the data into the database. After adding the database, will it get automatically committed? No. Okay, so we have to manually commit it. Okay, so db.commit will manually commit it. After that, we can refresh the task. Okay, new task. Okay, then we can return the new task. Okay, done. Okay, done with the creating a task here. So I will once check, control C. Okay, so I will once execute here. So fast API dev main.py. Okay, so depends should be imported. Did I imported depends? No, I think. Okay, so here we have some error here. So unindent does not match indent level, column integer. I will check once. So there some indentation is missing here. We'll check once with this. Mm, hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, next, do we have any other error here? So engine, I will again execute it. Name engine is not defined. I think I haven't imported engine here. um, Session maker engine equal to base model bind equal to engine. So just a second, bind equal to engine, and here we have engine variable. Okay, so I have to write this below of this. Okay, so after the engine variable I will write that. Okay, so hope all done. And this depends, so we have to import this depends as well. Okay, um, so from fast API we have to import depends. Where is that line? Here I will import depends as well. Okay, now hope it will work. Application has been started. So it is running in 8000 only, right? 8000 only. So I will open 8000 port here. Okay, I'm getting some detail not found, and here I will check this particular post operation here. And what I will do means, for checking purpose, I will add one get operation here, so just to check whether it is working or not. So I will add def def testing. Okay, so return working. Okay, so refresh. So just so it is working. Okay, our API is working. Now go to create task. Okay, let's try to create a task. So I will refresh here in the docs. So slash docs. Okay. Hmm. See here. Okay, create task. I will click on try it out, and here it is asking new to do name. Okay, so I will add task one. Okay, task task description, and assigned username I will give as user1. Okay, so I will click on execute. Okay, if you can see here, new task has been created with id equal to 1. Okay. Okay, um, so more we have. So post has been created successfully. Okay, next. So here this is this particular day 2 is on the advanced CRUD operations only. Okay, you can check the thing here. So what all is there in the day 2. So here we can create a CRUD operation with the help of database. We haven't connected with the database, right? So I'm doing that. After that, we can check it with the help of Pytest. Okay, and we will do error handling as well. Next, next, I'm creating a post operation. Okay, so I'm not getting what a first API not. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so for a post operation, the we have to create a to do response. Okay, in this format we have to get the response, and to do create is something some class name which in which we want. So in to do create, what we can do means, this is sorry, I have copy pasted post only. Wait. Mm, okay, so post has been completed, right? I will create now update. Okay, so I will import list here. Okay, done. Okay, after that I'm creating here get request to display all the to do list. Okay, here what here I have given some path, then I'm giving here uh, response should be in list format. Okay, response should be in list format, and I have given to do response. What is to do response? Here we have created to do response, like, right, it should be id, to do name, to do description, and assigned user. Okay, next what all this means here, I'm giving skip as one, means whatever database consists of, for suppose 10 user, do you want to skip one and you want to display, or you want to display all the things? I want to display all the things, otherwise you can give as one. If you give here one, then it will skip one and it will display one. Next, suppose a database consists of 100 users. Okay, you can apply limit here. You can give limit value as 10, or you can give 100. Then only the first 10 users will be displayed. Okay, next, by with the help of db.query function, we can retrieve the to do list, and we can return the to do list. Okay, so here skip and limit, like I have already explained, and the response will be in the to do response format. db.query, what is this to do? This to do is the this to do is the base class which we have created. With the help of base class, we can retrieve all the users here. Let's check whether it is working, whether it is displaying all the users or not. Mm, to do's. Okay, so here I am not giving any values, skip and 0 I am not giving any values. So limit is 10, so I don't have any more. If I give 100 users will be printed. If I give skip 1, then one user will be skipped and it will be given. Okay, so these are the path parameters. These are the query parameters. Here see, okay, this is the response which we got. Okay, so we have only one task, so we got only one. So this is the get request. Next, to retrieve a particular get request. Okay, so particular user, for suppose you want to retrieve a particular user or you want to retrieve a particular task, then you can take a to do id as a path parameter, and you can search whether there is some id with whether there is some task with that particular id or not. You can search it here. Okay, so okay, so here I am taking some ID from the user, and that ID should be in the integer format, and the response should be in the to do response format. To do response class we have created, right? Okay, that format. Okay, next, how we are getting that particular task means we have to apply filter. What is db query dot to do? Db query dot to do will retrieve all the to do list from the database. It will retrieve all the to do list. Okay, so as we have done here, db query to do will retrieve all the queries from the all the to do task from the database. After that we can apply the filter operation. So if entered to do id, okay, if this to do id is equal to the database id, then that particular task will be retrieved. Otherwise we doesn't get anything. Okay, so I will refresh here. Okay, so give me 5 minutes. Okay, I will click on try it out and I will give it here 7. Okay, done. Okay, so if I give 7, then I'm getting internal server error. Okay, so actually this should be imported, so I haven't imported it, so I will import it. HTTP exception. Okay, so just to raise some exception, if any error we can raise some exception here. If there is no task with that particular id, then we are raising some error with the status code 404. Okay, because that particular task is not there, so status code is 404. I will refresh here and I will give here as 7. Okay, okay, so here I'm getting to do not found, and here you can check the status code as 404. So like this we can perform all the operations inside the database. For suppose you want to update a particular database, then same like we done previously. So you have to create a Pydantic model with the optional parameter. Then we can filter out it, that particular id is there or not, we can filter out it. If it is not there, we can display task is not found. Otherwise we can update. If user has entered new to do name, we can update it like this. Okay, if user has entered a new to do description, we can update it with this. After updating the to do description and to do name and to do assign user, you can commit and you can refresh it. Same with the delete operation as well. Okay, you can take some to do id. If there is no id with that particular if no task is there with that particular id, then you can display task is not found with 404 status code. Otherwise you can delete that particular task. So in this way you can do the CRUD operations. And apart from that, how to raise the except error handling, so we have seen just now. So we can raise a error, we can customize the error message. Okay, and what is pytest means, with the help of pytest we can test the test the CRUD API. Okay, so so for testing purpose we can use the pytest. Okay, so I will tell that. For suppose here I am taking some simple route here. Okay, so here I will take one test.py. Okay, so I have created a simple route here. So how to test this particular route means, so I will create another route as well, app. So instead of testing in Swagger UI, you can test all the routes at a time here. Uh, I will write as hello world 2 and hello world 2. Okay. So with the help of Pytest, we can do that. So what I will do means I will first import it. I will first install this. Control C, Control C. Okay. FastAPI. So I will install HTTPX. Okay. After installing that, I will install Pytest as well. Okay. After installing Pytest, you have to write this code. So how to test test means you have to import the test clients. Okay. So here I will write this import line here. Okay. So test client, you have to import it. After importing the test client, you have to pass this particular variable into the test client. After that, you can test it. So how to test it means you want to test this particular this particular route means you have to give client dot get slash. If you want to test slash about, then you have to give slash about. So here this particular function will test the slash route. So it is checking whether the status code is 200 or not, and it is checking whether the response is in this format or this is the response or not. So if you can see here, this particular route consists of proper data colon hello world only, and here in the testing also we are comparing it with this only, so we should get true. Okay. So I will test once. So to test that, we have to write pytest test.py, pytest and file name, whatever file name is there, you can give that file name here. Okay. Okay. So it is saying one test pass. So here you have given only one test case, so it is comparing this result with this result. Here status code is 200, so 200 only, so passed. And the response is data colon hello world, so that response is also correct only. For suppose I will change the response here, then what I will get, I will get failed. See, one failed. Okay. So it is comparing this particular result with this result, because here I have given slash route, right? That's why it is comparing this slash route response with this slash route. Similarly, let's create another test function to test hello world 2. Okay. To test 2, or I will, you can give any function here, hello world 2 or anything. Okay. So here what I will do means I want to test another route here. Okay. I want to test slash about here, so I will give slash about here. Okay. What is the response which we are getting here? That is hello world 2, right? So I will give that particular response here. So I'm checking here, I'm testing whether this particular response only I am getting or not. If this is this only getting, then it will give as passed, otherwise it will give as failed. Okay. So with the help of Pytest, we can test all the APIs at one go. Here I have two routes, right? So at a time it will test two routes. If you see here, oh, wait, I will change this 1 2 3, I will change it to hello world, then two test cases will be passed here. Okay. See, I'm getting two passed. Okay. So here this response and this response is same. Okay. And status code is also 200 only, so I'm getting passed. If you have 100 number of routes, then in one go, with the help of just pytest file.py, file name.py, you can test all the routes at a time in one go. After creating an API, if you want to test all the APIs are passed or not, all the APIs are working or not, you can test it like this. Okay. So in the Swagger UI, you can test one by one, right? After trying one, you can go to try again. So after creating API, better to test with pytest, all the routes are working or not, all the tests are passing or not. You can test whether the status code is 200 or not, you can test. Then if all routes are working, then you can proceed with the application and you can test in the Swagger UI. Okay. Like this you can test, even if you have 10 or 100 routes also, you can test like this with the help of Pytest. Hope that is clear. So we have covered everything from the day 2. Okay. Clear, understood? So please rewind the video again and do practice. You in I have created a to-do list here, right? Similarly, like I will share this notes. You can create another APIs as well. Okay. Mm, clear? Is anyone there? Clear, right? Understood? Everything is covered, so please listen the video in slow mode and practice, then you will get. Okay, understood or not today's session? Okay. Okay, so only okay. Oh, more any questions? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so try to execute it. Okay. Okay then. Okay then we can wind up. Okay. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you all.